The Yasuo doesn't give them a winning lane, the Zoe does, and that's something they've done is reinforced mid lane here. They know that Sivir Rakan is a bit more risky than what they were playing in game number 1. I think Sivir with a front line is still where I'd put the smart money on in the late game, but as you say, SKT led the way with this duo, and if you can maintain map control, your Baron threat and things like that can be so powerful. Mid lane, BDD continues to have a fun time with Lava.
Mid lane as well. This is night and day, a completely opposite experience here for Hanwha Life Esports in Game 2.
5 turret plates have been taken. The math there is not so difficult. That's 800 gold that has been claimed by the side of Hanwha Life that KT can't respond to. And they want this mid lane turret right now.
And they're going to get some turret plates for it as well. As Score is waiting. He wants to find the opportune target. Still, very, very low on health is this tower, and they decide it's not time to go in. Score doesn't pull the trigger. Decimating Smash going to be charged as Tal face checks another brush.
So KT trying to repeat that and finding no inroads in game number 2.
Yeah, and you can see BDD, he's just trying to catch up in the minions, trying to clear out this mid lane, and there's nothing he can really do about it. Yes, he's now brought it within 9, but it is going to be a second dragon going over to Hanwha Life.
I really do appreciate this early game, and I'm sure some people at home aren't enjoying it, but the thing I've learned from this, and I'm always about the learnings in the early part of the season, is there was a real penalty for not going Xayah Rakan. Xayah Rakan would have really empowered the bot lane to be a lot more assertive when it comes to early trades. Fighting from behind, definitely a different look to the fighting from ahead and flexing that we saw from KT in game number 1. Smeb continues to back away. Sungyun's now mid lane.
Oh,
That's a trouble bubble.
That was one hell of a snipe as he gets stunned up. There's the grand entrance. This is a CG train. And now we've got some damage as Zenit grabs first blood. And they'll take a tower to boot. This is exactly what you want to get KT back into this game.
But it required a super play just to get a single. They get the turret of their own. They continue to push up. Meb walking into lane. Doesn't have any threat yet. Does Tal, but to continue to work on that. And Hanwha Life can get a second turret in the mid lane. That is a very long mid lane for them to push up. And remember, the mid lane turrets being down means it's so much.
Make that evolution after some AP items have been picked up, just to make sure you can ultimately capitalize on it. Not this time. Wants to be able to move around a little bit faster as Lava takes a free turret on the top side.
If you're wondering about Sorcerer's Shoes, it's pretty reminiscent of bot lane core going for that siege. Going to see a Gunblade. It's going to be a pretty hybrid build, as we know from double tier Ezreal, but just want to outline that because Nady carry going Sorcerer's Shoes needs a bit of explanation.
It's a little bit confusing, but they may have actually caught out Zenit here as he's in no man's land. Snowflower trying to help with the quickness, but nope, nothing they can do. The entire bottom lane just going to be torn apart by this Urgot, and Tal having a redemption game for himself.
From and that means that Bono can happily solo down an inner. A Drake here, the Mountain Drake. 3rd Drake of the game already at 21 minutes.
And how can KT actually clean this up? Because this lead is just extending and extending. Or is this going to be a squad that's just going to fall down to amateurs in the Kesper Cup and then have a woeful LCK? They can bounce back and they can make things change, as Score is about to be possibly able to figure that one out, as Tal jumping in towards the backside of this fight, as well as the Devour on top of the Piggy. And Key says, that was some delicious Samgyeopsal to start this one off. That's the double snare to come in as Score has a stopwatch. Smeb jumps himself all the way out, doesn't go for the stun, just wants to get rid of them. Takes them on a merry chase. I don't know whether that's exactly what they wanted as the ult misses from Score. Not something that we're used to seeing. And Smeb does pay the ultimate price in the end. That was a very weird team fight, Papa Smithy, but
you'll
still
have a lot of an advantage around the map because everything KT is doing now is defensive around Zenit getting more items. That's what you're trying to do in this particular case. So you will outnumber wherever you go because of the enemy's focus on defensive play around Sivir. So that should mean
Steal is certainly available.
2-level lead for the enemy jungle, but here's the turn.
Lava jumps on forward, but they are going to turn off this Baron. Snowflower trying to dance his way up. Tal right into the backline. Can he actually get the fear beyond death? Snowflower just going to try and juke his way around, and so far doing a great job, but no, there it is. Arms it. Gets a couple of fears as well. The only kill they've taken so far as Smeb will be the second. KT rolls to lose 2, and Hanwha Life now have an opportunity to head towards the Baron. That is not a counterfeit one as Score might be in trouble. Arctic Assault gets him to relative safety. True Shot Barrage is going to be spell shielded, but otherwise eaten by the rest of KT. Now too low to defend this easy Baron for Hanwha Life Esports. And the good news stories for Hanwha fans are... Yeah, finally Sungyun can breathe a sigh of relief, saying that he wasn't going to get 2-0'd by Snowflower, his former bottom lane duo. Sungyun now has to be a little bit careful of BDD. Still not over until the fat lady sings. However, she is really readying her voice this game, Papa. Hanwha Life, 13,000 gold the lead. They've got the Baron, they've got the tools in order to finish this one off.
Hanwha Life continue to push in top side, and it's just a case of escorting Sivir between laning phases because not really much else they can do at this present point. The Baron makes it so difficult for even Sivir to wave clear. Here's Sungyu in the mid lane. Remember that Ezreal, with that change, pushed pretty fast. He's engaged.
There's the double knock-up to come in as well, as the Tahm Kench will be the first one on the menu. The Grey Help is going to slow this one down very, very much, but not going to be enough as Hanwha Life say, well, I guess you can kill our Tahm Kench, but we're going to have a much better time elsewhere. True Shot Barrage, mid-animation, and BDD is going to take him down as well. So the bottom laner traded for an inhibitor top side of the map, and now Hanwha trying to find more. BDD in trouble. Portal jump. Not going to be able to get out of the way of anything, though, as Bono grabs that kill.
They want to break the base in 3 lanes. 2.5 seems pretty possible.
Pretty likely that Key can also teleport his way back in with his spellbook also, so not too much of a worry here. 1 second, and Sungyu can make his way back in, but Key just going to wander his way up.
Third inhibitor turret should go down as well. This is a bonanza value Baron for the side of Hanwha Life. Baron with Zoe, always so important against Zoe. The similar story. 3 inhibitors go down, and I think we might be getting the first 3-game series of LCK Spring 2019.
Yeah, definitely a welcome thing as well, as all 3 inhibitors, like you say, have been taken down. Still 50 seconds on that Baron, but
Everything
so far
from them. Nothing left. No lunch money for KT Rolster. How about even a Cloud Jade? Because, hey, you want that Elder to spawn as soon as possible.
Yep, 5 Drakes as well coming in for Hanwha Life Esports, and having 3 Clouds, one of my personal favorites. Just zipping around the map as quickly as you like.
To keep this going, but they're going to damn try.
Yep, 6 super minions moving in. Every wave as well as KT standing under their Nexus turrets, but they're not going to be there for very long as even Lava's auto attacks are ridiculous. He dives his way forward. The health bars of the KT Rolster team are just disintegrating. Score going to go down first. Smeb has his Gargoyle Stoneplate, but it doesn't feel like it's doing anything right now, and Zenit going to be the second to go down. KT, the fountain is no longer safe, and they'll be wiped, and their Nexus very soon to follow.
And big ups to Hanwha Live, showing us that just a mental reset and another solid draft was all they needed to flip our expectations in this best of 3. We will be going the full 3 games. Hanwha Live are able, with no roster changes, to adjust to the early game, increase the tempo, get way more value out of Bono.